I don't have my daughter. It's the weekend, so it means only one thing. We are going to do a 24-hour readathon, and I'm very excited for this. Come for a walk with me. Hello. We're going for a little walk to my usual spot. Ooh. Get you down. Hi. Hang on. So, 24-hour readathon. It's exactly like my last 24-hour readathon I did. I did do a vlog of that, so I will put that in this video description, whatever you want to. Up here, down below, wherever it's going to be. So yeah, I'm doing a 24-hour readathon. It is self-explanatory. If you're new and you've just come across this video, I'll just explain what this 24-hour readathon is for, with blah blah blah. So it's with a big group of lovely people over in the Bookstagram community. The 24-hour readathon is hosted by what is called This Month's Readathon, and basically it's a 24-hour readathon that happens every month, and it's usually the last weekend of the month that we do it. Now, I've been very lucky at the minute that it falls on the weekends that my daughter's at her dad's, so I'm able to do it. But as I've gone through the calendar, if it still goes on, there might be a few that I won't be able to do because I do have her, and it's pointless me trying to do it alongside being a parent. But yeah, so it is a 24-hour readathon. It starts on Saturday to Sunday. It starts at 3 o'clock and ends 3 o'clock the next day, UK time, in the afternoon as well. But yeah, basically this readathon is going to be a bit different because the clocks go forward, I think. The clocks change, so we lose an hour. So I'm going to give myself an extra hour on Sunday, just so I've still done that time, because using an extra hour reading, yeah, no. So I might give myself like an extra hour just to grab that. But basically the readathons are themed. So last month, February's theme was romance because it was Valentine's Day and all that. And this month for March, the theme's retellings. I am very, very excited for this because to me, retellings sound like fantasy. And if you do not know by now, fantasy is my favourite genre ever, 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 ever. I love fantasy. As you can see, this is top to toe of fantasy books. I have more fantasy books now than I do crime thrillers, and crime thrillers were at the time outranking all of my books, but I have more fantasy now. I'm really excited because I love fantasy. They are, to be honest, my go-to genre. I lose myself in fantasy. I just do, and I like losing myself in that world. So it's retellings. If you probably know what retellings are. It is self-explanatory, but if you don't, it can be any type of retelling of a story. It can be fairy tale retellings, it can be Greek mythology retellings, it can be classic retellings. So it could be a retelling of Cinderella, it could be a retelling of Greek mythology. I have, you can't see it, but I've got Law, which is just over in that corner there, which is a Greek mythology. I've also got I'm actually sitting on it, but down here I've got the Twisted Tales retellings, which are like Mermaid, Cinderella, all of Frozen, all of that. I'm going to be totally honest. It has taken me nearly a month to decide what to read for this readathon. I was spoilt for choice. I have a lot of books that are retellings. A couple I actually didn't realise were retellings until I actually read the blurb and did some checks to see if it was, and found out it was. I was like, oh. So I was spoilt for choice. There was only one book that I was definitely certain, but yeah, it took me a while. I kept changing my mind. I just did a recent vlog which it's literally just before this one, and I actually had to change the intro of it and redo it because what I had originally decided, I completely changed my mind within 24 hours, and I couldn't really put that intro up because I was completely going against it. So I finally decided on the books. I'm really excited. I can't wait to read them. They're all like a mix match and I'm really excited for them. I will just add that these books that I am reading for the 24-hour readathon are also going on to the Books for Bumps challenge that I was doing. So the video before this, I already explained about it, but my challenge was to read 9 books in 9 days, and the 9 days ends on Sunday the 28th. So the books that I'm reading for this 24-hour readathon are going on to that challenge as well. But I knew I was going to do a vlog for this, so there's 2 separate vlogs, but yeah. Anyway, we're going on to the books. So first, we've got Cinder by Marissa Meyer. This is one of the books for the Lunar Chronicle series, and basically this is a retelling of Cinderella. Obviously you can tell by the name. So Cinder is a gifted mechanic in New Beijing. She is also a cyborg. A cyborg. So basically it's, to me, sounding very much a sci-fi, fantasy / romance. I'm very, very excited for this. I've heard nothing but good things about this book and the series, so I'm really excited to get on in and read it. Next we have To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo. Now this is, when I read the blurb, I didn't actually click that this is actually a retelling of Little Mermaid. So it says, I have a heart for every year I've been alive. There are 17 hidden in the sand of my bedroom. Every so often I claw through the shingle just to check they're still there, very deep and bloody. And basically Princess Lyra is a siren royalty and revered across the sea until she is cursed into humanity by the ruthless Sea Queen. Now Lyra must deliver the heart of the infamous siren killer or remain a human forever. And as Prince Lion is heir to the most powerful kingdom in the world and the captain to a deadly crew of siren hunters, when he rescues a drowning woman from the ocean, she promises to help him destroy siren kind for good, but he has no way of knowing whether he can trust her. I didn't click at all that this was Little Mermaid retellings, but I am so excited for this. I just love the cover. It's just unique and it sounds exciting. I must admit this has mixed reviews. Some people love it, some people hate it. So we'll see what I think of it. And then this bad boy that I'm really excited for, but I also know I'm going to be for a hell of an emotional ride. But I'm finally getting to it, and that is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. This is to do with Patroclus and King Peleus and his son Achilles. From what I don't know much about this, I'm going to be honest, and this is obviously Greek mythology, and I'll be honest, this is going to be my first ever book about Greek mythology, and obviously it's retelling. All I kind of know is this is got queer representation, so yeah, I've heard everyone say this is a brilliant book. I've not heard a single bad thing. I have heard though that it's very emotional, but I'm here for a good cry. I think I'm going to read this like late in the evening or in the morning where I don't have any makeup on, so if I do sob my little heart out, I'm not going to have mascara running down, but I'm really excited for this. Next is very unique, so it's not very fantasy. Actually the next 2 aren't really fantasy, they're more crime thrillers, but they're still retellings, and it is Robin Hood by Robert Muchamore. And this is obviously self-explanatory, it's about Robin Hood, but Robin Hood is not how we know him. So when a corrupt cop throws a coder in jail for a crime he didn't commit, his son escapes into the vast and dangerous Sherwood Forest. Most people reckon snakes or bandits will get the kid within a week, but he's got hacking skills learned from his dad, some archery tricks picked up on YouTube, and his name is Robin Hood. So it's not your typical Robin Hood story that we know. This is more like a 21st century kind of Robin Hood. Like I said, he's a hacker and he's learnt all of the Robin Hood skills that you know of through YouTube. This is literally, how many pages? 248 pages. It's a little baby, so I think I'm going to read this within a couple of hours and be done. So I'm really excited for this. It's a crime thriller. I do like crime thrillers. And lastly, in the books that I can show you, is Path of Needles by Alison Littlewood. This is the book that I knew I was going to read regardless. This was the book that I was definitely, yes, we're reading it. So this is a retelling of Snow White, but it's the Italian version of Snow White, which I don't know anything about, but it's a crime thriller, and it is a very grim, it's very grim tales vibe I'm getting. So basically there is a body of Chrissy Farrow found in a particular pose that the Italian version of Snow White does. And there is Alice Hyland, who's an expert in fairy tales. She's called in to help the police find the killer, and on the way of all of this, she then becomes a suspect. So, like I said, it's got very grim tales to me. It is obviously the Italian version of Snow White. I do understand that this probably doesn't have a lot of the Snow White retelling on it, but I kind of did this more because it's like very similar to what Grim Tales is like. It talks about Snow White, it's talking about fairy tales and stuff. We're going with it. And then I have got a few other books that can be options. So as you can see, I have got 5 books that are all physical print copies, and they're not overly long. I think the most is probably maybe 300-400 pages. They're not too long. I can, if I actually knock it down and not do anything, can easily read them. But I also know sometimes if I read loads of books back to back, that's print, and not give myself a rest, I can get a bit of either eye strain or a headache. Now I feel fine, I'm not tired, I've had a very chilled morning, I woke up late, I went to bed really early, so I have had a decent amount of sleep, and so I don't, I see myself staying up for quite a long time. So I sort of decided that I would read some graphic novels and mangas that are retellings. Now I've just realised that my tablet's over there of what books I downloaded, so I'm just going to quickly grab it and come back and show you what ones could be an option should I get a bit eye strainy or my head hurts and I just need a little bit of a break. So, got my tablet back. The books that I downloaded, I don't particularly like downloading graphic novels and manga on Kindle because I actually prefer having the book, but I didn't have time or the money to spare that, to be fair. So most of these were free, so why not? Let me just get to it because, right, so I've got one called Gretel, which is an actual book, which is a horror take of Hansel and Gretel. So I've got that should I want to, like as a book, should I not be able to read like one of these for some reason, or I'm really struggling and I've got an actual book that I can read that's on my Kindle. The rest are graphic novels and mangas. So I've got Beauties, which is a graphic novel which is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, more beasts than beauties apparently. I've got Snow White with the Red Hair, which is a different take to Snow White retelling, and then I've got these 2 mangas. One is Fable Cinderella, which is a complete different take to Cinderella, like to any Cinderella I have seen that's a retelling. And I've also got Alice in Wonderland, which is a manga, and that is sort of present day Alice in Wonderland and sort of after her going into Wonderland kind of thing. Yeah. I'm excited. To be fair, if I do really well and knuckle down and I read these before my 24 hours is up, then I would probably read the graphic novels and mangas, because they're not that long. They're like, I think the longest is just over 100 pages. So if I read all of them and I've still got plenty of time, I'll probably read a couple more of the graphic novels and mangas. Obviously, if I'm struggling while I'm reading the paperbacks and I've got like my eyes just had enough, or I'm getting a headache, then I will obviously go to the mangas and graphic novels. So I want to read 5 books or more, but 5 books is the challenge I want to complete, because they will then go into my 9 books for 9 days challenge for the books for months thing. So I definitely want to read 5 books, whether it's these 5 paperbacks I've just shown you, or whether it's a mixed match of them and the graphic novels and manga. But either way, I want to read 5. If I can read more, that would be brilliant, because I obviously read 5 in February 24-hour readathon, and it would be quite nice to get my target a little bit higher, but we'll see. So that is the plan for this vlog. I am going to quickly grab some lunch, as it is, right, it's 1:30. I'm going to grab some lunch, I'm going to eat it, I'm going to make myself a milkshake, because I fancy a milkshake, and then have my first read and my milkshake. I have plenty of snacks as well, which I'll show you later on in the vlog. I'm prepared this time, I'm prepared. I've got snacks, I've got plenty of drinks to keep me awake and that, and I have some really good books that I think I'm going to fly through. Anyway, I will catch up with you when I actually start my 24-hour readathon, which I'm going to do, I'm going to do 2:30 to 3:30. That's what I'm going to start. So I've got an extra hour because we lose an hour. There you go, that's the plan. Right, I will catch up with you in a little bit. I have got my milkshake. It's got ice cream, whipped cream, banana flavoured, because that's the only one I like. And we are going to start Robin Hood, because it's quick. It will take me an hour or 2, 3 max, depending on how good it is. But I thought I would read this. Got my milkshake. Let's get to it. Oh, that's just, yeah. someone in a dick. In the dick. Wow. Excuse the it's not a very good picture, but hey ho. So I've just reached a really big plot twist. I didn't see that coming. Oh, by the way, this is absolutely brilliant. I love this. I have not stopped reading this. I'm obsessed. It is brilliant. But we've got to a plot twist, and I'm now interested to see where this all goes, because I haven't got that many pages left. Sorry, I have to share this quote. Robin decided that if germs and filth didn't wipe out the Bridgens, then heart attacks from excessive meat consumption would. Sorry, it just made me giggle. Oh my god. Right, listen to this. The smiley old Bridgen hung a big pot of cooking oil over the fire pit and started deep frying Mars and Snicker bars for all the kids. Where I used to live, there was a chip shop which did fish and chips, all of that jazz. And for pudding, they did battered Mars bars and battered Snickers. And it was the best thing I have ever eaten. And nowhere else I've seen does it. I probably could make it myself, but I don't own anything to do that. But they've just mentioned my favourite ever pudding in this book. And I'm like, I want some. Oh. Hi, so little update. So I finished this earlier. I finished it at 5:30, which worked out since I started at 2:30 that I did it in 3 hours. Yeah, so I had to work that out. I finished it, my dinner was ready, and then my daughter rang, so I finished this and I have just started some of this. But I just wanted to do quick thoughts about this book. It is brilliant. So obviously you've got your basically Robin in here is 12 and he's a hacker, and he's learnt his archery skills from YouTube, but he's extremely good at it. Little John is his brother. He's his older brother who's 17. And then you've got Guy Gisborne, who is this big shot arsehole of a bloke. And then you've got Sheriff Marjorie, who is sort of in with Guy Gisborne, but she's not as bad and corrupt, but she's very much against the forest people and all of that. So these two people are not nice at all. They're arseholes. Basically, Robin's dad was found slagging off Gisborne, and so Gisborne has obviously got police, judge, court, anyone really who's high up in chain. He's got them in his pocket, and basically Gisborne completely went to police and said arrest Robin's dad, which they did, and Gisborne wanted Gisborne wanted Little John, because Little John had threatened Gisborne's daughter, apparently. No threats happened actually, but whatever. And Robin obviously was trying to stick up for his brother, because as much as his brother's very big and broad and can pack a punch, he's not very quick on his feet in the head. And as you saw in the little clip in my vlog, Robin aims the arrow. It was meant to go in Gisborne's thigh, but it went into his dick instead. So there is now a massive big target on both Robin and Little John's head, so they had to go to the Sherwood Forest. So basically they were together, and then Robin tripped and fell down this massive big slope thing, hit his head, and Little John was captured by some bandits, while Robin was found by Marion, who was also 12. So they got separated, but while Robin was sort of with Marion and her people, so obviously in like films and TV adaptations and all that, it's sort of, they're still the same thing. So they're like sort of thieves, but they do it that they thieve stuff from the rich people to give to the poor. So they're not bad because they're doing it for the greater good. But obviously, so he's with Marion and all her people, whereas Little John gets captured by these bandits, and then these bandits get attacked by this castle guard thing, which again is sort of in pocket with both the sheriff and Gisborne. And then Little John gets found by the sheriff, Marjorie, and there's a massive big plot twist there which I didn't see coming. And then Little John's become very much that, because he's now been shown money, that's all he cares about, and he doesn't care about his brother anymore. And basically for Robin gets told that there is a lawyer who's not in pocket with Gisborne, who's very much really trying to get Gisborne arrested and all that, because he can see who Gisborne really is. He hears about Robin and what supposedly happened, and he's very much wanting to help Robin out, but it's going to cost tens of thousands, which Robin doesn't have because he's skin, and now his dad's in jail. So Robin decides that he's going to hack this cash shop, which is run by Gisborne, because he found out from his dad before his dad got arrested that the security there is absolutely diabolical. Like, anyone can go in and steal stuff. It's a shop that they get in tons and tons of money in, but their security is diabolical and you can steal as much money as you want. So that's what Robin does. He hacks into it and stuff happens. It's part of a series. I'm now going to have to get the other books in the series because I want to know what happens. But Robin Muchamore writes amazing. I love the absolute complete twist of Robin Hood, that he still keeps the aspects of what we know about Robin Hood, but it's completely different. You know, Robin here is young, he's a kid. Little John is a little bit older, but it's his brother rather than, you know, it was just fantastic. And so, you know, obviously in the films you've got Friar Tuck. In the book, literally just at the end, it's Freya Tuck, and she is, hang on, let me double check, she is the, I don't know now, where was she? I saw her name and now I'm like confused and I'm confused. I saw her name. I know I saw her name. Oh, it was... Oh, she was a guard to do with Marion's thing. There we are. I knew I saw her name. But yeah, I absolutely loved this. It was a brilliant, easily a 5-star. And I just realised that Robert Muchamore's done a series that someone recommended to me a while back. It was like a crime thriller series called Cherub, which was about young kids going to a school to be spies or something. I can't remember now. So something to do with like yeah, and I didn't click that this was the same author, so I'm officially going to go and read a lot of his books because I love him. But yeah, so finished that, and I've started literally 2 chapters of this. It's a bit of a slow burn at the minute, but I'm only 2 chapters in. But yeah, so we're on track. I've read 1 book and I'm reading this, and I've got 3 more to go, plus any manga or graphic novels I decided to read too. But yeah, I'm doing well so far and I'm enjoying myself, and we've already had a 5-star read. So I'm putting this aside and I am going to read one of my graphic novels. I'm not sure which one. Let me have a little nosy quickly. I think I'm gonna read. I might actually. I'm vibing with Beauties and I'm vibing with Cinderella as well. So I think I'm gonna do Beauties and Cinderella, and then pick up To Kill a Kingdom afterwards and go from there. Because at the moment I've only just read 1 book and it is gone 9. Yeah, I'm going to read some, I'm going to read Cinderella first and then Beauties, and then I'm going to read To Kill a Kingdom and go from there. And yeah, that's the plan. This is currently my setup. I've got my graphic novel. It is really good. Cinderella's a Spy, just enough said. And I received this, it was a freebie actually. Anyway, I received this and I've been saving it for this readathon. And I'm so excited to dive in. I have got Honey Roast Crunch Creations, Salt and Vinegar Crunch, Marmite Peanuts, which I am so excited for because I love Marmite, and then a peanut butter chocolate protein flapjack. I'm not going to eat the flapjack, but I am going to nom these 3 at some point. I'm starting with that. Well, actually no, I think I'll start with that and then eat the savoury ones. Yeah, I'll start with that first. But yeah, this is my setup and I'm really enjoying this graphic novel, so speak to you in a bit. Well, that was an epic graphic novel. I was a bit apprehensive, I will admit, because I wasn't sure what it would be like on my tablet, but brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So Cinderella in this graphic novel is a badass spy, and not only was Cinderella a spy, but Aladdin was involved, and he was not the Aladdin we know. Belle is a baddie. Fairy godmother is not a very nice fairy godmother. Like literally, even like Rapunzel. Oh my god! Like all of the fairy tales we know was in this graphic novel, and they weren't what we know as. This is the perfect retelling, because it retold not just Cinderella, it retold every fairy tale we know. It was amazing. The graphics in this were brilliant, but not only was it like a retelling and her spying and trying to find these magic artifacts and why people, yeah, I don't want to spoil it, but there were some really important topics in there about race, about women's rights. There was a lot of feminism in there. Like, it was subtle, but it was there and it was very clever. I absolutely loved this. Like, I have only just recently started like getting into graphic novels. If you saw my last vlog for this 24-hour readathon, I read Heartstopper Volume 1, which was my first ever graphic novel, and I loved it. This is actually my second, and I'm a fan. I'm gonna have to actually dive in and get more because it's brilliant. And this is an easily 5-star, and I'm actually going to see if there's more of this because I'm hooked. But yeah, 5 stars. I'm now going to go into Beauties. Is it Beauties or is it Beasties? Hang on guys, what was it called? Oh no, it's called Beauties. I'm going to now dive into Beauties, finish that because this didn't take me long, and then start. I'm not sure which one should I start. This one, Songs of Achilles. I think I'm going to leave Songs of Achilles last because I know it's going to be emotional. It's between these two, so I might have a little read, like the first paragraph, and see which one draws me first. But yeah, love this. Going to read the next one and then dive into my paperbacks again. So we are starting Beauty's graphic novel. We have got the Marmite flavoured peanuts. We're ready to go. I just finished Beauties. Ooh. Like I was saying, I finished Beauties, but before we get into that, Marmite peanuts, I know, they're not very nice. They're alright, but they just don't go. Anyway, on to Beauties. It was very quick, simple and easy. It's basically Beauty and the Beast, but more like beasts. So basically, in the actual Beauty and Beast story, Beauty's father is the nice person and all that, but in this, Beauty's dad is very wants stuff for himself. He's very greedy and all that, and he's also got three daughters. So he has Beauty plus 2 other daughters. So one daughter wants the Beast as a pet, one wants the Beast as a hunting thing. The father wants the Beast as a prized possession to show off and do all his handiwork, and Beauty just wants the Beast as nothing selfish apart from wanting to know him, and they fall in love, obviously, but instead of the curse being lifted like Beauty and the Beast do, instead they decide to be equal and be part human, part beast. It was literally, I think, a 20-page book. I'm not actually sure. It wasn't long, I read this in about 10 minutes. But it was good, it was decent. It was sort of a lyrical graphic novel more than anything. Hang on, let me get to the bit. So it says, I want no love I can possess. I want no love to possess me. I'll not be seen less than I am, or less than what I wish to be. I will be true, I'll be free, I will be free to love our soul I find in me. So it's a very lyrical graphic novel more than anything. The illustrations are beautiful. I like the pretense, but it's short, it was sweet, wasn't much going on, so I'm going to give it probably 2 stars. I'm now going to, I think I might read Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, I think I'm going to read Alice in Wonderland, and then while I do that, decide whether to do Cinder or To Kill a Kingdom. I still haven't decided yet, obviously. finished Alice in Wonderland manga. It left it on a cliffhanger. So it's volume 1 and it left it on a cliffhanger, and I want to know what happens. So it's a similar pretense to Alice in Wonderland, but it's sort of, so she falls down a rabbit hole when she was younger, and then 20 years later she's fallen down it again, but she can't remember going down. Like, she has dreams of Wonderland, but she doesn't realise that actually she went there when she was a kid. But this is her going back again and reliving everything, but she's actually in her 20s. And in this, she has to fight this monster thing, and then the White Queen will be released and stuff like that, but she chooses to actually rescue the Hatter, but she's portraying to be someone else so she can, yeah. So it was very similar. Like, most of it is pretty much the same as what Alice Wonderland is. It's just, as in the retelling part, I'm guessing, is the fact that she's actually 20 odd years old and she's gone back to Wonderland. But I'm really curious to know what happens, so I'm going to have to look up and see the next volume to know, because it literally left it on a cliffhanger. But I really enjoyed the graphics on here. Like, it's black and white, but hang on, it's just really, you can't really see, it's just really like simple but very effective, and it is so funny. The banter and humour in this is really funny. I like this, it was really good. I'm going to give it either 3.5, 4 stars, probably 4 stars because I can't do it on Goodreads obviously, but no, I really enjoyed that. I need to know what happens now because it left it in such a cliffhanger. Okay, so I have one more manga left, so I'm going to read that, which is Snow White and the Red Hair. I'm going to read that, and then I'm going to start To Kill a Kingdom, because literally the first line in this says, I have a heart for every year I've been alive, and that's just done it for me. So I just finished Snow White with the Red Hair. It took me a lot longer to read it because it made no sense. So it was translated, so I think partly it could be that. But like, I read it like so many different ways, but it made absolutely no sense to me. Like, the only bit I understood was Snow White had red hair, she was a herbalist, and she fancied this prince, which possibly could be a rumour that's going on like throughout the volumes. It made no sense to me at all. I went backwards trying to read everything again to try and understand it, and I didn't understand it at all. So it's got 2 stars. The only reason it's got 2 stars is because the illustrations, the graphics were really good. But other than that, I didn't understand it, so I couldn't enjoy it. But I'm now going to start To Kill a Kingdom. It's 2:30. I don't know how long I'm going to read. I have got a little bit of a headache coming, so I'm going to read a bit, see how long I'm going to read until I'm really lagging and I need to go to sleep. So I might get an hour in, we'll see. But I will at least start this, and if there's no way I'm going to finish it because I do need to get like a few hours of sleep in, so I'll start it, try and get a bit into it, and then pick it up in the morning. Good morning. I'm absolutely hanging. I'm exhausted. I'm on a little amount of energy. I wanted to give you a quick book update because things have changed, and you know, I should probably tell you. So I last left you saying I was going to head to bed. I read 4 chapters of To Kill a Kingdom. So I got into bed at 3:30. I couldn't get to sleep though, so I think I finally managed to drift at around 4 o'clock. I set my alarm for 7:30. I did wake up at 7:30. I read for 30 minutes and I fell asleep mid-reading. Anyway, I literally slept for 20 minutes because I woke dead up on 8:20. Like, why, but hey. So I continued on reading and I did it again. I fell asleep mid-reading. Again, it was only for like a couple of minutes. It wasn't like long. So I remember I read until about 10 in the end. After, I think I woke up about 10 to 9. Something like that. I did, from when I woke up, I did read, but I'm going to be totally honest. I'm not 100% sure whether To Kill a Kingdom is just a bit slow and boring at the moment for me, or whether it's just because I'm so exhausted I don't want to read a physical book because I'm that tired now. I just can't like focus and concentrate. So I got to page 40 something in To Kill a Kingdom, but like I said, it did feel very slow. Not like, it was just a bit slow paced. I think it was starting to get somewhere, but like I said, I'm struggling, and I think it's more not the book but actually a physical book, and having to focus on the writing and that when I'm too tired to do anything. I did think of picking up Cinder. I read the first 2 pages and it does sound very good, but like I said, it's not the book, because the book was at like the first start of the book was really good and I thought, oh, I'm going to enjoy this, but I can't. My brain's fried now. I can't do it anymore. I really want to read the Song of Achilles, but I kind of feel like, because I don't know much about Achilles and all of that, I may have to concentrate to understand it, so I'm not going to pick that up. However, I have got 2 retellings on my Kindle. So I had Gretel, which is a horror thriller, and I've also got Tempting Hades. I was going to do Gretel, but I just want something easy, and it's a horror, and sometimes they're not my usual genre, so I've gone with Tempting Hades because it is a retelling of Hades and Persephone, and it's their romance. So it's fantasy myth retelling, but it's also got romance in, which will make me breeze through it. So I'm going to start this. I'm hoping to finish it. If I finish it before 3:30, then I may see if I can get another Kindle Unlimited graphic novel, because I hope that won't take me long, and then I would have bumped it up to 7 books. But we'll see how I go. I'm going to start this and go from there. I'll catch up with you a little bit later. Hey, so I finished Tempting Hades, and just in time because it's 3:20 and I was stopping this readathon at 3:30, so I've done it. I managed to read 6 books. Okay, admittedly it wasn't anywhere near what my TBR was planned, but we're going to move from that. But I read 6 books. 5 of those books are actually also for Books for Bumps challenge, so I've read the 9 books for 9 days, so I'm really happy I did that. And so yeah, Tempting Hades was amazing. 5 stars, definitely. I can see why people like Greek mythology, and Hades and Persephone were 2 gods I did know about. You hear different stories, but this was them actually falling in love, her embracing being queen of underworld, you know, it was a different take to what the stories we know. It was brilliant. So I read 6 books. I'm so happy about it, and I'm going to finish this vlog because my daughter's just come home